All right, so this spring my mower deck has been getting super clogged. Like halfway through cutting just the front or halfway through the back, I flip the thing over and it's just clogged with grass clippings. Now I found a fix on YouTube by ATK who suggested taking off the front baffle and how that improved the clogging issue quite significantly. So after cutting half my front yard, it's clogged, but not nearly as much as I've been trying to demonstrate. Unfortunately, I don't have any B-roll or photos of it when it's like it's so clogged. It's just a path for the blades to turn, and the rest is just surrounded with grass. It's not that bad here, but it is clogging up a little bit, so I'm still going to go through with the experiment. So what I'll do here is I'll get it cleaned up, and then I'll be right back, and we will show how to remove the baffle, and then we'll cut the other half of the front yard, and hopefully it does demonstrate an improvement, even though it's not as significant as I had hoped to demonstrate. Because again, I can't describe how clogged it gets, but this is what I've got, so this is what I'll show. So I'll be back in a minute, and we'll show how to remove the front baffle. All right, so I've got this thing relatively cleaned out. I usually do a thorough power washing in July or August when it's a little warmer out here, but there was a significant amount of buildup, though I can't stress enough the before shots that you saw earlier is not nearly as bad as it gets during the spring. So I still want to do this experiment, take this front baffle off, see if it helps, and maybe follow up in the fall or spring. But in order to get this front baffle off right here, there's just 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. Found that they're 1/2-inch bolts, and I found a 1/4-inch socket wrench is the best to get in here. So let's get this thing off. All right, there we go. Now these 2 screws that are left seem to be what hold on the front wheels. So let's see if we can't find some thing to put in there. Okay, so these baffle bolts are shared by this front wheel structure, and after taking the 4 baffle bolts off, there's only 1 nut and bolt holding on this whole front wheel structure, which I don't think is sufficient. So I searched the random hardware bin and couldn't find anything, so I just ran to Ace, got some 5/16 bolts, which we will throw on in the 4 spots where the baffle was held on. I'm not using the bolts that came with the baffle are carriage bolts, which don't have anything to square into here, so I just got some regular 5/16 bolts, and we'll use the original nut, which is a locking nut, so that's good. So let's get these in, and then we'll test it out. And I actually got washers, which we'll put on. We'll just put washers on the back. Let's see if we can get these in with I bet you I'm going to need another wrench down here. All right, got a 1/2-inch wrench. All right, now those 4 bolts are in that we took off to get the baffle off. So now that front wheel structure is not compromised at all. All right, well, let's go out and cut and see how this does by removing the front baffle. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call this a win. This is significantly better. There's not, like, nothing collected under here. I mean, there's like a thin film of greener grass you can see, but nothing's collecting. Okay, so as you can see, taking this front baffle off did significantly improve the deck clogging situation. It wasn't nearly as dramatic as I had hoped to show, because like I said, that before shot, there was grass collecting there, but like, I don't know what's different this week. Last week, that would have just been completely encased. There was just enough space where the blades were spinning, and when you're out cutting, you could just hear it bogging down. But took the baffle off anyway, and went and did the second half of the front yard, and no collection. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a win, and can confirm that removing the front baffle from the Toro TimeMaster does help or solves the deck clogging problem. One thing I did notice, though, there's a lot more grass clippings blowing out the front, which it's kind of whatever. You got to clean the driveway off anyway, but might be a concern around mulch beds or whatnot. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Taking the front baffle off helped. So, all right. Talk to you guys later.